All right, you guys, we are live at Jefferson Middle School, and these are kids. How old are they from what to what? Third through eighth grade. We're here and have been here. Perfect timing, Mr. Togo. Coming in here. They're here to learn soccer skills. So they've been here since in June, and they are here to learn some soccer skills and what's going on. And I'm going to show you out here. So the kids are. I haven't even been to Jefferson Middle School since this all changed out here. And the kids are coming in here, and they've been out here getting training from different folks. We're here with Kidsports today. We're talking with Bev Smith in a minute, and this is sponsored by John Anderson and the Anderson family from Togo's, because they're super huge fans of Kidsports, and in a few minutes you're going to find out exactly why. But first, I want to grab Bev. Here. You guys know Bev Smith. There she is.
Hello, everybody.
Now come over this way. I'm going to get you so we have to look good, so we're going to get that shade on us. You know what I mean? We don't want to bloom out our heads. So you're the executive director of Kidsports. Have been for how long?
This is my 9th year.
And you really love this.
I do, yes. I love it because of working with kids and coaches and community, trying to help our kids and families lead healthier, happier, more exciting lives.
Because you understand the importance of kids, that not everybody can get out there and learn this, and if we don't have an organization like Kidsports, which has been around, and we're going to talk about that. This was another organization back in the 70s when we didn't understand that women were good athletes. And so what was it called back then?
Well, it started in 1954 as the Eugene Boys Athletic Association, and then in the 70s it moved to the Eugene Sports Programs because fathers felt, man, if this is good for my son, it's got to be good for my daughter.
And it was.
And it was, and it is, and it still is. As you can see, we have a great mix of young girls and young boys, and we actually have them working together and practicing together. So really good things that they can work on, soccer skills, and they have a respect for each other as to how well they can play.
So it's boys and girls out here, and who teaches them these different skills?
Well, we've got a great situation this year. We have 2 University of Oregon students who are student athletes who play on the women's soccer team doing a summer internship with Kidsports.
And then they're teaching the kids.
And then they're also running our soccer academy, leading it. They have coaches that are helping them, but they've organized it. They're in our offices. They're planning it. They had a plan, and then they had to revise it, and then they make all kinds of changes to it and adjust given the level of the kids and the heat and the time. And so they have really been helping us bring cutting-edge, innovative, creative soccer that they play at the University of Oregon to the community of Eugene. And these kids get a chance to hang out with them, but they also, our University of Oregon students, women's soccer players, get a real-world experience of what it's like to work with the community and what it's like to coach. And they've really, I think, gained as much from it as the kids have.
So the skills that they're learning, this isn't just soccer either, because they're doing some games. The girls are making it really fun for these kids.
Yes, so they do warm-up activities, they do athletic development in terms of that's really important if you're a soccer player. How do you move your body, your agility, your balance, your coordination, your speed? When do you use that speed? When do you not use that speed? They've been talking a lot about the World Cup and all the competition that's been going on at the World Cup, and we've seen little World Cup athletes performing out there and sort of imitating and emulating some of those World Cup soccer. I think they do a little drill where they all fall down because that's a big part of World Cup soccer.
Yeah, that's kind of a part of it.
And so, it's just, Kidsports is a community organization. We really need help from the community, but we can also give
Don't go too far.
And give some things back. Like real-world experiences for our students at the University of Oregon, and it really makes for a great blending pot. And the kids learn, our student athletes learn, our organization learns. And I know we're going to talk a little bit about Togo's and their presence here tonight, but with families such as the Anderson families, Jim and John, who are now business leaders in this community, they played here at Kidsports.
Yeah, they were.
They were part of it. They coached here at Kidsports, and so it's just an organization that I can tell you is very, very hard to find anywhere else in the United States, and I think it's really lasted for 65 years because Eugene is a very special place that has community members that continue to give back and to give kids a chance such as tonight, because many of these children also are here on scholarship assistance that our community helps us with, that they would not be able to maybe participate in something like this without that assistance. So it's an incredible community asset, and which is why I'm honored and proud and engaged and enthused to work at every day.
Well, and you've given it a really, I think, because people trust you. You know, I mean, I can say that people trust you and they know you, and you're committed to this community, and you really do love kids.
Well,
I mean,
I love kids, but I also love the education that playing on a team sport can provide our children, particularly in the day of computer games and videos and Fortnite and all of those things that are really fun and exciting for kids because they actually have ownership over them. When they get out in the field of play, we want to make that as fun as those video games. So trying to get our coaches to coach them, but also give them an opportunity to have ownership over it, to have fun, to enjoy it, to want to love the game, and not just, we talk to our coaches, if you love coaching as much as you love winning, everything you do this season, regardless of your win-loss record, will help these children grow, develop, and have fun.
Where's my mom? Come here, parent. Hey guys. Oh, we got before. So
Hi.
We know each other.
I know very well.
So your kids are here.
Oh yeah.
What has this been like for them?
Just an really great opportunity because during the summer they don't have team sports, and so it's just a way to not only increase their skills but to just keep fresh and keep outside and just be engaged.
Get them off the
and
video
active.
games.
Yeah. So it's just a cool opportunity that they offer this, and they love those duck women soccer players.
Yeah, I bet they do. Thank you. Okay, guys. So we've got so again, Togo's is here. What are you guys getting? Free sandwiches? Oh my gosh! Look at this. So Togo's brought some sandwiches down here for the kids. Again, John Anderson and his brother are sponsoring the show today. I think they like them, John.
Yeah, they hope we have enough.
They're gonna grab it.
They're gonna mow through them.
So you were one of these little kids 100 years ago.
No, 102 years ago. As Beth was saying, back in the 50s, there was a few of us that got out and played in the dirt, and we were going to be Major League Baseball players. And Kidsports has grown and evolved from being football and baseball and basketball for boys to now offering a myriad of sports for both boys and girls.
You guys, this is John Anderson, and he's with Togo's Sandwiches, and they got two locations, one out on West 11th and one right down on Pearl in Eugene. And you guys, this is when I asked John, what do you want to sponsor? What do you want to show? And he said Kidsports was one of the first things you said. You know what I'm going to do? Bring you this way. And then I got the kids in the background. We got the best of both worlds, and us talking. So when you were a kid, this was a big deal for you.
Oh yeah, this was our life. This is all we'd had to do. It wasn't like we could go to the movies or go to the skate park. We had EBAA, baseball, and then school. That was it.
So you sponsor them. You do a lot of different things for them.
For Kidsports, we do as much as we can. We sponsor several teams every year. Really, the money goes to scholarships for kids that can't afford to pay for the schools themselves.
Bev's explaining something. Hold on, just a second.
We have an organization that is a huge sponsor of Kidsports and helps us to run these clinics and helps you to play in a lot of team sports and activities. And as you can see, it's Togo's, and we have a couple of gentlemen that are hiding in the background because that's what they do. They don't like to take a lot of, acknowledgement for what they do. And it's Jim and John Anderson, and they grew up in Eugene, played Kidsports like you did way back in the day, and coached in Kidsports, and now are really...
There's proof.
Yeah, there's proof. There they were. Right there. And so they really believe in the organization, but as anything else, they believe in you and giving you a chance to come out and play soccer and develop and have fun and learn to be resilient and learn to handle the heat and play with each other. So if you want to just say on three a big thank you, I think they would really appreciate it. All we have to say is thank you, and then you guys are ready to go and take on the day as you always do. All right? Are we ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you! All right, good job. All right, finish your sandwich, and then you guys got some stuff to do, and the water's over there as well, right? And get sprayed. No, it's still on.
Well, at least you're honest,
Yes.
guy.
Yeah.
It's too hot out here. So, Kristen,
Yes.
you guys, this is Kristen Kyle, and she works with Togos.
Hi guys.
And so you want people to know, I mean, if you're having office parties, you do
Yeah,
your
yeah,
thing.
definitely. So we do catering. So we do large, small events. We do off-site events like this. So if you guys have any catering needs at all, give us a call. I mean, it's simple, it's easy, it's fast, it's cost-effective, and it's great. It's sandwiches. People love it.
Your bread is to die.
Amazing.
Yeah.
We've got great buns.
Yeah, you can say that. Yeah, we can't say, Kristen, you guys got great buns, you know? So go to Togo's for the great buns.
Yeah.
So they do a lot of events like this, and to John and his brother, this is super important.
Oh yeah, very important. As you saw in the picture, did you get a close-up
Where
on
is
that?
No, hey, come here,
Got it.
John, show. Okay, so this is John's
Here.
picture. So now you have to tell us which one's you. So this
Okay,
is
so
back
this
in
is
what
Jeff-
year?
This is 1963.
1963.
Jeff Sands, Kevin King, Bob Morris, Warren Hunt, Randy Bishop, Doug Place, John Watson, Jim Temple, Larry Connie, John Watson's little brother. And I think this Mr. McDonald.
Where's you?
I'm not telling.
You're not telling?
You wouldn't tell me either.
He won't tell us. So those are fun. Obviously,
The mustache.
those are fond memories for you.
Oh yeah. I mean, geez, this was our life back then. I remember one year Eugene Emerald came to one of our practices and used our mitts, and none of us, it's like you're never going to wash your mitt again, or your shirt or that sort of stuff. But
So
that was,
is that why you guys are so big on sponsoring them? Because what did this do for you as a kid, do you think?
Well, as a kid, as Kidsports, it was originally all kids play, and it still is, and that's their mantra. So all kids play. Everybody has an opportunity to build teamwork and grow into adults. And so, what else can we ask for in a community that nothing else matters?
And you see that in your work with the employees you hire,
yeah.
how teamwork.
Yeah.
When I was at KZI, that was the number one thing that people liked about watching television. They wanted to see teamwork. And how else do you learn? I mean, it's really tough to learn that if you're not on a team.
Yeah. If you don't practice it, you don't learn it. You don't grasp it. And as you get older, you're lost without that.
So you guys, again, this is Kidsports. All kids play. And they've got some big plans. In fact, where did Bev go? She's probably out there with the kids. Nope, she's not. I got her. Hold on, I'm gonna go talk to her.
But I see you out there kicking that ball, just doing your thing. How's your summer?
That's so good.
That's awesome. I love your shoes. Love your shoes.
Right.
All right.
So
Okay.
talk to me. Kind of update me and these folks out here on what is going on with the new center. With
Yes,
the
I'd love
future
to
plans.
be able to talk to you about the Eugene Civic Alliance and the Civic Project, the Kidsports Fieldhouse at Civic Park. We are currently still in our capital campaign, Rick, and working very hard on fundraising, but we'd also like to raise a little bit of awareness that it's a $35 million capital campaign. We have currently raised $21.4 million. So
That's really?
that's a lot of money, and I just have to really, put my heart out to the community because we've had great support. We are going to phase the project, so as a result, we will build the field house and the turf field, as well as the parking and the amenities in the first phase, and that first phase has a price tag of $26.4 million.
So we're close.
Well, in order to start that phasing, we needed 80% of 26, which is about 20.8 million. We have 21.4. So we will actually begin groundbreaking in August of this year. We're just currently going through the bids, and so we are going to break ground in August. We're hoping to have a very big grand opening. Everybody bring their shovel sometime in
That is
September.
so cool.
But we're just waiting to finalize those. It is very cool. It is an
And it's going to be
incredible project.
explain to people that don't know, but what this is, on an old Civic Stadium used to be.
Yes.
It's a very beautiful, wonderful place. They had to tear it down.
Yes.
And this new place is going to be put in for Kidsports. It's all activities.
Well, it is all activities. Unfortunately, we lost the iconic Civic Stadium to a fire in June of 15 after we had just purchased the property in February of 2015. So if people are wondering why it's taking so long, we had to go to Plan B.
Right, yeah.
And Plan B was a very strong punch in the arm to keep going and just repurpose all of what we were doing to have a different plan. So we will have a 40,000 square foot Kidsports Fieldhouse that will house 4 full-size middle school basketball courts that we can convert into volleyball courts, futsal courts, 2 high school basketball courts. So it will be an indoor facility that we currently are lacking in the city of Eugene.
Somebody wants to know, will there be indoor basketball or court sports for kids?
Yes, absolutely. We will have, it's an indoor facility, so we have 4 full-size middle school basketball courts, and we will be able to run our tournaments, we will be able to run some practices, we will be able to run some academies and do more programming that we currently aren't able to do, because our partners in facilities right now are the city and the school districts, which have been amazing partners with Kidsports.
Schools
with fields and their
gymnasiums, yeah.
that they have allowed Kidsports to use for 50 years. In a very, very collaborative partnership, and we do pay a facility fee, but it's a $5 per registered facility fee, which is very, very achievable for our organization and for the families that play with Kidsports.
So Bev, how can people out there that are watching this get involved in that project?
Great question. You can go to www.eugenecivicalliance.org, or you can link on to www.kidsports.org and take a look. All the information about Civic Park is there.
Okay.
You can call me at any time at Kidsports, or email me, bevs@kidsports.org, and we can really get you connected with what we're doing and what the program is all about.
All right, Bev, thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks for setting this up too.
No,
We
thank you for
appreciate it.
coming. Thank you to the Anderson brothers for all they do for our organization.
Yeah,
So what I want from you is I want to come and rob or go through your archives of pictures, and I want to build a history wall of Eugene Boys Athletic Association, Kidsports, and our Togos.
We would love to do that. We would love to have that representation. I know there's a lot of pubs and there's a lot of sports bars that really have a lot of that Oregon, sort of memorabilia.
Who cares about the Ducks?
Exactly. Well, we care about the Ducks, but we really do need a shrine for Kidsports,
we do.
because Kidsports has really allowed a lot of kids to go through our program that maybe didn't make it to the Ducks or maybe didn't make it, to Division I, but they had an experience that really shaped their life. We talked 5 years ago with Jimmy Dutton, who played Kidsports. He's a NASA astronaut, and he still talks about the times. I don't know if he said if we ever won anything, but he said, man, we had a good time. We learned some tough lessons. We hung together through thick and thin. And those are experiences that sometimes people lose.
Well, and the thing that they don't talk about very often too is my wife she'd never played soccer before in her life, and they needed a coach, and my kids were like 5, and one of them, and so she was the coach to the thing. She loved it because it was like it gave her the opportunity to try something. They gave her all the information she needed. She just really had to manage, and then the more she got into it, the more she became kind of a really good coach.
Yeah.
Like she was, but she remembers that forever. So you got a lot of family members who participated and all that, and I still, when I see these little kids out here, I remember my boy, at 5, it was more about just, no, the ball's going the other way.
Yeah. Well, we couldn't do it without our volunteer coaches, and I really take my hat off and my heart goes out to them, because when I go into an organizational meeting at the beginning of the year and there's 100 volunteer coaches sitting on little kids' cafeteria tables, organizing themselves to coach our kids, I get goosebumps all the time. There's not a greater feeling. And really, we are struggling with a little bit with facilities and indoor facilities through no fault of anyone, but the most competitive sport in Eugene right now is when we go indoors to schedule practices for our volleyball and our basketball programs.
Right.
And so what Civic Park is hoping to alleviate is some of that really tight gym scheduling, so that our coaches will continue to want to come out and coach, because we make it easy for them. They're volunteers. You coach, and you had to show up right after work at 5:45, and all of a sudden you got 10 kids that are running around, and you are the leader. And so what we really try to do is do as much as we can as an organization to make it user-friendly to our coaches. And if we can provide our community with more space, particularly indoor space, then more kids will play, we'll have greater coaching opportunities, and we'll be overall, I think, a healthier community, not just physically, but socially, emotionally, mentally. Physical activity and socializing with other people face to face is really, really important in our culture right now.
Yeah. I would just, we could really use some of that.
Yes.
We need just games,
Yeah. Yes.
things that are.
But we really can't do it. There's such great community support. Even you, Rick, being out here talking about it. John and Jim being advocates. Every time I call them and we need something, they are there, they show up, because they realize the importance that this is more than just winning games. This is actually preparing kids to deal and manage life skills that are really important, and they can't necessarily learn in the classroom.
All right. That's Bev Smith.
Before she goes,
You go ahead,
I'm
John.
going to call everybody out. For all those who have donated for the Civic Alliance, we now will double our
Let me write that
contribution.
down. That is awesome.
I got my fingers crossed.
Okay,
behind that.
okay.
But
a
I challenge all those who have donated to double their contributions to get the stupid thing built.
Yes.
And for those who haven't contributed, find it in your heart to give a little bit for these kids, these children who are the ones, the beneficiaries of it.
Yes. Well said. Well said.
Thanks, John. Yeah, thanks, Bev.
Thank
So you
you.
guys, earlier today we were doing a story about a show about bullying and kids mistreating each other, and had some parents on that their kids had taken their lives because of the bullying and stuff. And we were talking about what's the solution. Well, everything's a solution, but getting your kids together with other kids and around other kids and playing games and learning things and feeling part of not just a team, but part of our community. This is one of those solutions. So yeah, do what you got to do. Listen to what these guys have to say. Take this and share it on your page, because that to people that you know that are supporters, or people that you know that have kids in the program. And then remember all those little kids out there. That's our future right there. And they're learning right now how to become good people, which is what we need right now. A lot of good people in our community. All right, I'm Rick Dancer. Thanks for joining us. Thank you, Togos.
Thanks,
Again,
guys.
Yeah, and again, if you guys are looking for sandwiches right downtown on Pearl, I'm telling you, and I'll tell you what, their wrap is to die for. I love your wraps. I go down there and get a wrap, and they're just full of meat, which is what I like. All right, we'll talk to you guys later. All right, see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we are at the Lane County Fair. We're doing more kids. We are with the Extension Service at OSU, and we're gonna be doing 4-H fair like you wouldn't believe. So we're gonna show you cute animals, kids, and the whole bit. So that's tomorrow on Get Real with Rick Dancer. Hey, Mr. Togo, look, get behind me one last time. There he goes. This guy had to get all that outfit on in this hot weather. There he goes. There he goes. All right, see you later.